some normalizing of terms, which will make this simpler and simpler for people to understand. But I guess what I would say, first, crypto is an asset class, and then there's this broader tokenization of all real-world assets. We see it all converging, and what I think, where this is really heading, if you think of an analogy, you had your rotary phone, eventually you had a cell phone, then you got your smartphone. In money, you had gold and then paper money. We're moving towards programmable money, which will really transform financial services broadly.
What they call tokenization. Think crypto is WisdomTree founder and CEO Jonathan Steinberg. Jonathan, good to have you back on. Listen, let's talk about crypto. The president is there, vice president and presumptive nominee Harris may be speaking or doing more around crypto. Everybody I talk to, the sort of retail level investor, they used to talk about NVIDIA 12 months ago. Now they all want to know about Bitcoin and crypto. You've got a crypto ETF. What's your take on where we are in the quote-unquote innings of this change?
It's interesting. So, yes, the president or the former president spoke last week at a crypto conference and could not have spoken in a more ambitious tone for what he would do with crypto and Bitcoin as an asset class. I think most important for that is that he's promising regulatory clarity for crypto and digital assets broadly. I think that will have a very positive effect on not just crypto, the asset class, which is really only half the story, but also blockchain-enabled finance, which WisdomTree is a very early leader in. So we manage about $1 billion in crypto through our European efforts, yes, in the US, and also through our mobile app, WisdomTree Prime. But it feels like, it's 15 years Bitcoin has been in the marketplace. It's the best performing asset class, even better than private equity. What's so interesting about Bitcoin, with no employees and no institutional buying, it's raised more than $1 trillion. And now crypto as an asset class is well over $2 trillion. I think it's going to mainstream and continue to mainstream in the years ahead.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe This technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back as the stock market was opening. You can clearly look at the chart. Bitcoin and crypto start pulling back. We have stocks overall flat. The NASDAQ is up. Remember, guys, this week it's going to be a big week because we have big tech. So we know that's going to bring a roller coaster ride, because we have Jerome in the house, and they're already trying to build a narrative. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates. The front end was up, back end down. We have the dollar up. We have volume in crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. Then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. The repo was $381 billion on Friday. And we have the Fed this week. We have Bank of Japan this week, which is the most important central bank right now. We're not even focused on our central bank. You need to be focused on the Bank of Japan and what they decide to do. We also have the Bank of England. And it doesn't matter what country you go to, even those who have started to cut rates, inflation really hasn't went anywhere. They have to take out the most important pieces in order to fit their narrative that inflation is coming down. And then we have the jobs report on Friday. And then, of course, we have Jerome Powell in on Wednesday. And we know the labor market is weak. Of course, the Fed is going to act like they haven't seen the numbers yet because this would give him an opportunity to cut rates this month. But I think that it's going to wait until September. And the longer they wait, the more the damage is being done. We can see the credit card data, the housing data, bankruptcy data, more people with 2 and 3 jobs. It's not like we can't see the data that they're actually looking at. They should have been cut rates, but of course, remember the goal. They have to keep these rates up high in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Slovenia becomes the first European Union nation to issue a sovereign digital bond. And we know these real-world assets are going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And I'm going to get into that later. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. And right now we have Bitcoin spot ETFs down. We have Ethereum spot ETFs up. And make sure you're looking at the inflows and outflows. Now we have 21 shares. Ethereum spot ETF integrates Chainlink proof of reserves to increase transparency. And remember, guys, all this information is going to Chainlink. Yes, we can see it, but then we also know all this info is going to the all-seeing eye. That's the whole point of Chainlink. Now we have nearly 1 billion in unlocks planned for August and unlocking. Also, we have University of Wyoming launches a Bitcoin Research Institute. And we know that's all about adoption. And then we have Venezuela's Maduro gets reelected. And we see the mainstream media pushing a narrative that he's a dictator. And we know these South American countries were forced to turn to stablecoins due to their dying fiat. And remember, Maduro was one of the first ones to turn to tokenization, and we had Trump ban it so we couldn't invest in it. Don't forget these things, guys. You have to remember. And now that we're in 2024, Trump is all for Bitcoin and crypto. We see everything being tokenized and put on blockchain. You can't make this stuff up. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, guys, we have 1.86% of Bitcoin addresses control 90% of the supply. And that definitely should not be surprising. Remember who's in control of Bitcoin and crypto. And that is definitely the central banks. And we know stable coins are nothing but digital dollars. But now, because we have digital assets on blockchain, you now can program this money. And that is some powerful technology. It's so powerful, it's biblical. They'll be able to tell you what, when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.